In a village, there once lived a boy named Arjun. He was exceptionally bright in his studies, and everyone admired his sharp mind and intelligence. However, Arjun had one major weakness. He didn't manage his time well. Most of his days were spent playing with friends, gaming on his phone, and engaging in unnecessary conversations. His parents tried multiple times to help him understand the importance of time, but Arjun never truly realized how valuable it was. He always thought, I have plenty of time. I'll do everything later. For now, let me just enjoy life. One day, his school announced the annual exam results. This time, Arjun's scores were far below average, much worse than expected. The teachers who once praised him were now disappointed, and even his friends began to distance themselves from him. When Arjun returned home, he saw his parents staring at his report card, their eyes filled with disappointment. At that moment, he felt anger toward himself but didn't know how to break his bad habits. That night, Arjun approached his grandfather, a wise and highly respected elder in the village. Sitting beside him, Arjun shared his worries. "Grandpa," he said, "I don't understand why I failed this time. I've always been a good student." His grandfather listened carefully and then smiled. "Son, your problem isn't that you're not a good student," he said. "Your problem is that you have taken time for granted. Time is incredibly precious. If you use it well, it will lead you to success, but if you waste it, it will only hold you back." Still confused, Arjun asked, "But Grandpa, don't we always have time? I can use it later, right?" His grandfather's expression turned serious. "No, son," he replied. "Time is like a river. Once the water flows past, it never returns. Let me tell you a story that will help you understand its value." He began his tale. A long time ago, there was a powerful king named Vikram. He possessed immense wealth, grand palaces, and countless servants. However, Vikram had a terrible habit. He wasted his time on trivial matters. He would wake up late, spend time with his friends instead of attending court, and put off important tasks, always saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." One day, a wise sage visited the king's court. The sage said, "Your Majesty, you have everything, yet you're wasting your most valuable treasure, time. If you don't use it wisely, you will one day regret it deeply." But the king laughed, brushing off the sage's words. "I have plenty of time," he said. "I can do whatever I want, whenever I want." The sage warned him, "Don't take time lightly. It has the power to destroy even the greatest of kings." Yet Vikram refused to listen. As the years passed, the king grew old. His health declined, his kingdom weakened, and his soldiers began losing battles. His people lost faith in him. Only then did Vikram realize he had squandered his time on meaningless things. He searched the sage, hoping to seek his advice, but the wise man was nowhere to be found. The king regretted his actions, but by then, time had already slipped away. Neither his wealth nor his power could save him. In the end, he understood that time is the greatest treasure of all. Hearing this, Arjun sat in deep thought. For the first time, he realized just how much of his own time he had wasted. Looking at his grandfather, he asked, "Grandpa, is it still possible for me to change my life by using my time wisely?" His grandfather smiled. "Of course, son," he said. "Time never stops moving. If you start managing it wisely today, nothing will stand in your way to success. But remember, never postpone anything for tomorrow. Do what you can today." From that moment on, Arjun made a firm decision to use his time wisely. He created a daily routine, setting aside time for every task. He started waking up early, focusing on his studies and cutting out distractions. Slowly, he began to see the results of his efforts. In the next exam, he topped his class. Eventually, Arjun became a successful businessman, inspiring everyone with his life story. The key to success lies in using time wisely.